But before we go, I got to tout the best seasonings. Pastor, look, this guy's a friend of mine. His name is Bob Midget, and he owns a company called BJ's Barbecue and Sauces. You can reach him at bjsbarbecueandsauces.com. And I know you can cook now. You know Bob. Of course, you know Bob.
Yeah,
Bob's living in Georgia now, and he's opened up a company. But before we go, I got to tout the best seasonings. Pastor, look, this guy's a friend of mine. His name is Bob Midget, and he owns a company called BJ's Barbecue and Sauces. You can reach him at bjsbarbecueandsauces.com. And I know you can cook now. You know Bob. Of course, you know Bob. Bob's living in Georgia now, and he's opened up a company. Man, I've tried his dry rub. I've tried his barbecue sauce. It is off the hook.
Well, I remember when he's out there.
Exactly. Bob's Country Barbecue.
Yeah.
Well, now he's showing you why his barbecue was so good because of the sauces and the dry rubs that he have on it. I use it every day. Okay. I put his dry rub on my eggs. That's how good it is.
Oh, that must be really good.
You remember Campbell's Soup? Remember the commercial? It was good.
Yeah.
It is absolutely incredible. I need you to go to bjbarbecueandsauces.com and order a box set of everything. He has hot sauce, he has barbecue sauce, he has dry rub. I'm telling you, he has mild sauce, he has hot sauce. All of it is delectable. It is bellissimo. And I want you to go to bjbarbecueandsauces.com. Again, bjbarbecueandsauces.com and at least order that barbecue and that dry rub. I'm telling you, you will throw all the rest of your seasonings away because it covers it all. I'm telling you the truth. bjbarbecueandsauces.com. Go to it right now, order it, and get the best seasonings that you've ever tasted in your life. Because I tell you, it's good.
And welcome again, Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh. Yes, we are on the air live tonight, and it's good to have you along with us tonight as we come on live. And hey, and well, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. Glad to be back on with y'all once again. And man, we got a show for y'all today, man. Looking at end with all of you today. Excuse that noise, my mic there. But yes, sir, we got some stuff to talk about. Can't wait to talk about it with you. Some of y'all see it in the title of the video, but we're going to dive into that momentarily. But once again, glad to be back.
Yes, indeed. And give me a little bit more volume there. Hey, this is going to be a short show. We're not going to be on all night long in your ears and talking. I know, and because I know that a lot of you are preparing for July the 4th. Yeah. You out either on your patio or either on your deck, and you're preparing some ribs and chicken and what other stuff out there on the grill? Anything. People put everything together now on their grill, and and you're cooking things in the house, and then some of you probably gonna wait till 12 o'clock tomorrow to get up before you start putting anything on. And I can't do that on the holiday. I've got to have something already ready to go the day of the holiday when you get up in the morning, Yeah, but anyway.
Get it going early, man.
Yeah. And I know a lot of you got some good things going on, cooking this. You can let us know in the midst of the conversation tonight, later on, whatever, what you're preparing for tomorrow as well. And Josh, on July the 4th, comes up, and we decided we didn't even decide to do a show until the last minute, and so we're looking forward to this and also to tomorrow as well for the holiday itself. And the number to call, Josh, what is that number?
Yes, sir. Number what you got it going on the screen there is. Matter of fact, I got it going twice. I got to take one.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 706. 250-6252. 706-250-6252 is the number that you want to call, and you want to just share with us tonight. Anything particular on your mind, you just want to talk with us and talk about what you're having for the 4th of July.
Yes, sir.
Are you out now preparing for tomorrow? Or are you in the bed? Or are you kick back in your recliner listening to us? And now you can go out on the deck and barbecue and listen to us as well. Just take your whatever, and go out there and listen to on your phone or
y'all know how to do what you need to do. What to do. Like any device that you're on, because we're on multiple platforms. We're also live, just to let y'all know again, we're live on Facebook on my page. We're also live on Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh's page. We're also live on YouTube, Talk Back Live Network.
Yes.
So follow us on YouTube. And also we're live on Twitter at Talk Back Live, where we've got quite a few on there watching now. Actually, more than even Facebook. So shout out to y'all on Twitter that are watching right now, ready for us to get into the discussion. So once again, a happy 4th if you celebrate it, because more and this has kind of been the thing for some years, but the more I go around, the more people that ain't celebrating the 4th of July.
Oh, really?
And more so focused on the Juneteenth over the 4th of July.
Right.
Which, I get in some aspects. You know what I'm saying?
As well.
Because Juneteenth, we all know it's glad it's a federal holiday now.
Right.
And 4th of July, hey, all I know is I hear the fireworks. So somebody's celebrating something, or just enjoying the chance to blow some stuff up, which I can appreciate that too. So
it is now 9:27, and give me a little bit more volume. I hear it like myself in a distance. 9:27, 27 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock, and a very pleasant good evening to you. It is 81 degrees where we are, and some other places, wherever you are, It might be a little bit hotter. And but 81 degrees, partly cloudy skies are where we are. And folks, whatever you're doing, wherever you do it, please drink plenty of water, take care of yourself, and have a fan or some wind blowing, or stay cool, or whatever you can do to not get overheated, and for your friends as well, and whatever you're doing. Jet says oxtail.
You hit it right when I was about to bring it up.
Oh God!
Hey, and I'm gonna tell y'all. So, and Bob knows, I've had oxtails once, and the first time I had it was when I cooked it, which was not that long ago. And I think I did an amazing job, at least to the people that I cooked it for.
Yeah,
which Bob is one of them, so I'm hoping he'll at least co-sign it.
Oh yeah.
He's looking at me. He said it was good at the time.
Yeah, I give you some credit on that.
Okay.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Of course you can't, beat me.
See, there we go.
But anyway,
Jed also said, "I will always celebrate Independence Day." Okay,
man. All right. Okay.
There you go.
All right, and again, John's the number to call.
Yes, on the screen, 706-250-6252.
And we'll get into that, and we're able to call in, able to leave your messages as well. I want to give that number for those that are on Twitter if they feel like want to call in, or whatever the case. There's a lot of people there listening as well. Tonight, Josh, the other day we had the folks. Listen, I need your help. What in the world was this that went on the other night? I mean, I to me, I think Donald Trump handled himself much better than the people expected him to handle himself. I think that a lot of the people were looking for this man to blow up like he did last time, to be the idiot he was last time, and to really get out there and show off, and to fall on his face like he did last time. But he didn't. He controlled it. He controlled himself very well as far as I'm concerned. You can just let me know what you think.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, Joe Biden, give me your opinion on what you think happened with Joe Biden, and how did he handle this debate? And a lot of Democrats, and some people say a lot of Black people, are disappointed in the way Joe Biden handled this. Is this guy really too old to be president of the United States of America? I mean, when you get up there, and he literally got up there, folks, and forgot his line of discussion.
Oh, yeah.
He literally forgot his line of discussion.
Lost his train of thought.
He lost his train of thought. He forgot about what he was saying, and then he said something about Medicare. I don't even know if that was involved in the conversation. He just kind of threw that out. He just kind of threw that out there. So I guess, like you said, Josh, to let the people know that he was trying to say something. But I don't even think that was a part of the conversation. But our prayers are out to Joe Biden.
Absolutely.
I don't hate the guy, but at the same time, what are we gonna do when we're in a confrontation with another country, and we need somebody to speak up and to speak and to talk to the other leaders, or to say something about war, or to give instructions, and they can't get the conversation out? What are we going to do? Well, what are we going to say? Then he'll say, well, shoot nuclear missile number 16. No, I didn't mean that. It's too late now, Mr. President. The missile's on the way. I'm just saying. I don't know, but do we need somebody?
I'm trying to picture that.
That don't know what they're saying and how to say and how to hold a conversation. This can be very, very serious, folks. Really, really is.
Well, let me throw this out there. Now, I watched it too, and I saw the ratings with 51 million people watched the debate as a whole. So a lot of people watched that train wreck, that debacle, right? To me, they both were bad. Now, I do get what you're saying based off of Trump's past, and that's kind of what we're grading them on. I think even Jet said something to that point there. But to me, look, and they still said, and the different news outlets put out the fact checks that Biden lied about 10 times or something like that, 9 or 10 times. And that Trump lied almost 35, 40 times with statements that he made. And there was a whole list. You can find that online. But none of that is surprising or, not expected. But to me, at the end of the day, they both look bad. And they both were a poor example of what the United States of America should be, especially being a power in the world, looking for respect. If people from other countries, it's not like they don't know who these two people are, but then you go and look, okay, let's see what the leadership in America is looking like, and they see that train wreck.
So
that
you think Donald Trump didn't show any power?
No,
or any
power. Now,
any force as far as America is concerned to make other people think that you better not mess with the United States, or
no,
you don't think?
Because look, one, you got a track record of him being weak to go off of, at least to me. And the other thing is, you can say a bunch of words, but action. You know what I'm saying? I think what he's trying to compare himself to a Reagan or something like that. Because you remember he said multiple times, he said, before I get into office, this deal with Russia is going to be handled. Or before I get into office, this deal with so-and-so, whatever the situation is, a foreign power, is going to be handled. I'm like, man, okay. Now, with people like Reagan or stuff like that, those words rang true. Those words brought fear because they felt he meant it. Trump is more of a celebrity and a clown show to me.
So you don't think the words,
nobody's scared,
what he said took any effect on any of the leaders around the world?
I don't think so. And not to say whatever he may do once he gets into office, who knows? But as far as his words, based off his last presidency,
okay, folks, your opinion, your thoughts, your questions, your comments. Who do you think that a lot of Democrats right now are calling for Joe Biden to step down?
Yes.
Democrats, not Republicans. Democrats.
There's some coming out publicly, and the word is, to your point, that there's more behind the scenes that don't want to come out and say it yet.
But, why are they saying this now? Did they not know what type of candidate they had?
That's why
running for president.
Yeah.
They just figure, okay, well, he's already president, so he'll do a good job. But then once the bag of goodies were opened on the debate the other night, they found out, wow, this man is in there doing the job of the presidency, but my goodness, his bag is empty. This is what a lot of people, Democrats, have found out, and they don't want him as the candidate for representing the Democrats. So wow, I don't know what do they have to do, and is it too late to find somebody else now to even think about filling that position at this point in the race?
Yeah,
it's this year.
Yeah, the presidency is the election that is in 5 months. So whoever it is, man, they better be Obama level as far as able to talk. Because you got to try to get people's hearts and minds and imaginations quickly. Because this whole thing's been a process for the past several years. The primary, especially on the Republican side, they've had a whole battle, and it still didn't work as far as getting Trump out of there with all them terrible candidates they had.
Right.
So let's not act like the Republican side of things. The Republican side of things is
rosy peachy.
Yeah, either, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just a sad state of affairs, man. I see Jet says it reminded me of watching Ali fight Larry Holmes. When he was too old. The fight where Ali got beat down because he shouldn't have been in the ring. At that age. So I don't know, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, even yourself, and you said on air and everything that in the past you were a fan of Joe Biden, and I think a lot of people were. For different reasons, but you know, it just seems as time is going on, just like anybody else, you know, age catches up with you. And
I was a fan of Joe Biden grabbing a shovel and digging a hole in a small ditch. Then, rather than I'm for Joe Biden grabbing a shovel and digging a small ditch now.
Now we got the phone lines. Okay, right? Not to jump in too quick there, but let's go to the phone lines.
Okay,
and looks like we got Hank on the line.
All right, Hank, welcome to the show. Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh.
Just been a while.
We almost got you. Hey, hold on, Hank.
There we go.
There we go, Hank. Welcome to the show.
Hey, fellas, it's been a while.
Yes, sir. It has been a while.
How you been, man?
Oh man, another day in paradise. Just doing my own thing with my own show, but man, always listening though.
All right. Appreciate you listening, and you know your comments are valuable all the time on our show. Appreciate you.
Well, no, thank you, Bob. And you know, I know everybody's frustrated. I know they are. Believe me, we would love to have. I mean, the world has changed, though. I mean, you know, here's the thing about it. As somebody who voted for Obama twice, you know, and the Democratic Party, though, has definitely taken has taken a strong hit over these last 8 years. And the thing about it is that, you know, for those of us that were disgusted by Trump during his first tenure as president, unfortunately, you know, what is the lesser of two evils now? That's the question. And quite frankly, I think that we are just going to have to, you know, be smart about how we spend our money, how we budget our finances, and just and unfortunately right now, we're just going to have to eat this bullet for the next 5 years or so until there might be somebody that potentially may be more likable and, quite frankly, maybe more people-oriented in the future.
Okay, what bullet are you talking about?
The fact that nobody really wants Biden in there, and there's a lot of people that don't want Trump in there. So I mean,
yeah.
So you're really, you know, if you know, it's not like when Obama was president. We actually like voted for him, not against the other person. This election, we are voting against whoever it is that we don't want in office. We're not necessarily voting for them.
Okay, good point.
That's a really good point because I saw somebody making that point earlier today. Even it's a shame because in most elections, like you say, you feel like you got a guy. Like, okay, this is my guy. I want to support him. I want him to win. Now it's just I don't want the other dude to win, so I guess I'm gonna have to choose him. So
yeah, and this just and that's just this is why, as you know, and this is a very Republican thing to say, but this is why you know us as the people cannot rely on the government for us to survive and even thrive in our own personal lives. You know, you have to take things into your own hands, whether it's simple things like how you budget, how you finance, you know, your lifestyle. And that way, you know, you're able to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish in your personal life, you know. Unfortunately, but if you remember, like 8 years ago, you had people that were able to buy a house and a boat. But now you got somebody. Now you have to buy the house and budget to save up for the boat later, and that's how life has to be right now. You just have to have a little bit more patience now because of how things are.
You know, and even to me, I'd even make it even more drastic analogy. You got to choose between the milk and the bread. Do I need milk or do I need bread? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't make no French toast this week because of the inflation on groceries. You know what I'm saying? So But I get what you're saying. Either way, it's kind of tough right now. So I'll ask you this. This might be a tough question. You probably don't even have to answer if you don't want to. But do you have a preference? Do you feel like there's one or the other that could better do what needs to be done in this country? Or do you feel like Joe Biden is unfit?
Or do you feel like, hey, just leave things alone?
Yeah.
Leave it alone. I mean,
you know what? I'll answer this question.
Okay.
I always kind of joke around about this. I always say my heart's for Biden, but my wallet is for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the question: is what do I go with my heart or do I go with my wallet?
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, this question may come up. I may ask myself this question again come September or October.
mm-hmm.
But honestly, I really don't even want to vote. If somebody told me today, who would you vote for? I'm like, dude, I'm going to go home and make a turkey sandwich.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of people that have
I get that.
There are a lot of people out there that are saying that, Hank.
Yeah,
but is that a good thing to say though in a major, or do you consider this a major presidential election?
Right. Well, I mean, it's just one of those things. You kind of have to like. I know we're all Christian men here. We're all Christian men, and you got to ask yourself this question: like, what would God want?
Yeah.
What? And I know that's something you have to pray about, because if you're like me and having a hard decision, you have to kind of leave it in God's hands, and you have to really think logically and spiritually. Like, which president do you think would be more supportive towards what it is that, because we're supposed to keep God number one, and who is that that's going to help us keep God number one in this situation?
Mm-hmm. Well, in biblical times and in past days, there have been people that God has allowed to get in office, and they were wicked and evil. But God has allowed those people to step into office for whatever reason. So just because we may feel that they're closer to God or a church person or whatever the case may be, doesn't mean that they're actually God's choice.
Yeah. And, I'll throw this out there. To me, so I almost look at it like we talk about, like, the president, and I know this is the analogy I'm giving is much lower than the presidency, right? Mm-hmm. But let's say you're talking about sports, right? And you got two teams, and you got people that are Christians on both teams, necessarily, right? Mm-hmm. Who is God's choice to win? I don't think God looks at it that way. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just going to make this team win because of that. Yeah. I think it's the same way in this, because you got two people who I don't believe are Christian at all. Even though one claims to be, the other one claims to be a Catholic or whatever. I don't know, man. I just think it's tough. It really is. Now you got Trump, who is leaning with the Christian values as far as the way he's speaking, right? Saying he supports this and against abortion, and he's selling his own the Donald Trump Bible. You know what I'm saying? For what you can get it for $40, $60, something like that. On the website. Look, all of that is catering to Christians and sucking up the Christians, just like Joe Biden tries to suck up the black people, or the Democrats try to suck up the black folks all the time. It's your base. It's who you're trying to target. So because a man says Jesus, doesn't always mean he's with Jesus or supports Jesus or in his lifestyle. Those are things you watch. Yeah. So, and I can't say that for either one of them. So my thing is, I don't know if I could base it completely on that, even though my values and certain things matter. Like, personally, I'm against abortion. You know what I mean? I'm against some of these things they're trying to put in schools when it comes to LGBT, and pushing these on our kids, trying to say that kids can make their own decisions on whether they're a boy or a girl when they're in preschool or kindergarten. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff is insane. Yeah. So that stuff matters to me.
Mm-hmm. Now we've got Vicky on the in the comments, the topic of discussion. We were talking about Vicky, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden,
The choice
choices we have for president, and the debate the other night. We were talking about how do you feel about the debate the other day.
And thanks for the call, Hank. I guess you had to go.
Hank, thanks for the call, Hank. Talking about the debate. What did you think about? What do you guys think about the debate? And Joe Biden forgetting a lot of the things, and he had a very rough time. Now, the part that we saw when we saw Joe Biden forget some things there, literally forget it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But he was struggling not only with that particular incident, he was struggling all night, I believe. It seems like to me, to remember anything and to even hold a conversation. So I think the man was struggling with a lot of stuff all night long in his speech. Yeah,
that's true. And I got a couple clips I want to play here in relation to what you're talking about, Bob. First is the news clip kind of recapping the debate a little bit. And y'all give us your thoughts on this. We'll be right back. And this is also what's interesting is one of the angles I want to go from it is the black vote. How should we feel about what's going on here? So y'all take a look at this.
And is Joe Biden really for the black? And my thing in the past has always been the question, is Kamala Harris, is she really black?
You better get some stuff.
I mean, is she really black?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, go ahead on. I don't know what's on this clip, but go ahead on it.
This is stuff we looked
at. Okay. All right, take a listen to this, folks, and we'll be back. Phone lines are open, as well as your comments. And thanks to all of you that are listening around the world, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and a lot of areas. So we appreciate your listening. Take a listen to this.
As the country digests the first presidential debate.
He is the worst president.
You're the sucker. You're the loser.
He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards.
You have the morals of an alley cat.
The campaigns today, hoping their messages resonated with a particular voting group both have been targeting.
What do you say to black voters?
87% of black voters backed President Biden in 2020, but that support has slipped down to 71%, according to recent polling by NBC News.
Raise your hand for me if you voted for Biden in 2020.
We watched the debate in Philadelphia with 3 black voters who told us they are now undecided or disappointed with President Biden. But this moment from former President Trump left a bigger impression.
The fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs and they're taking Hispanic jobs.
There's no such thing as a black job. We're very diverse people.
His perception of how he sees us as a community.
Constant use of division, to try to pit working people against each other.
For many black voters we spoke to, disappointment in both candidates. NBC News' Gotti Schwartz watched the debate with voters in battleground Arizona.
Why are you talking about golfing? This is a political debate about presidency. And are you talking about golfing right now? And who has the better swing?
The reaction to last night's debate we heard from many, frustration and even sadness.
It really makes you not want to vote for the presidency. It really does.
If black voters choose not to turn out in key swing state cities like Philadelphia, that could almost certainly spell electoral trouble for President Biden in November. Lester?
All right, Shaquille Brewster, thank you.
There's that story about the black vote. And it's interesting. So they picked 3 black people and said, okay, here's the black vote. Tell me what you tell us what all of black America is thinking right now.
Yeah, right.
But I get it. I mean, they didn't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they didn't say anything wrong or anything.
No, they didn't.
Yeah. And it's one of them things, man. I don't know. But let me read some of these comments. There's so many that came in that I didn't get to read before I keep on talking here. Let's go to Frankie. Frankie says, I will still vote for Joe Biden. No convicted felon. 34 counts. A narcissist, compulsive liar who will sell this country to the highest bidder should be president of these United States. Also, Frankie says, if you don't vote, that will in essence be for Trump. It's a good point right there. We got Vicky who says Joe Biden is a Democrat. You would be a fool to support a racist agenda.
Whoa.
There's that. And then she also says, one debate will never change my mind. I will support Joe Biden over a convicted felon, a liar, and a racist. A racist. You know what? Here's my thing. And I definitely, to Vicky's point, I definitely don't think Trump cares about blacks either. I don't think either one of them do, to be honest. But Biden knows more, that they're more important to him than Trump. Trump will try to cater to a certain degree, but he know he ain't going to get the majority of the black vote. He's not. So he's not going to really focus on that. He's focused on who he's focused on. When it goes to Biden.
Does that mean, though, that he don't care about it, or he knows where his focus needs to be?
Yeah, he don't care. In my opinion. But all that being said, when they asked the question, that's what got him most on my nerves to me about the debate. It wasn't even the Joe Biden looking like an 80-year-old man like he did. It wasn't about the Trump lies, because I expected the Trump lies. It was the fact that when they were asked certain questions about what really mattered to the people, what happened? They didn't answer the question. I remember them asking them a question about childcare. And, it devolved into some conversation about something that didn't matter. Maybe Trump drew Biden into that because Biden was already kind of on 1.5 leg anyway. They started getting into the debate. I don't know which question they got into the golf conversation about, but that was the most embarrassing moment in presidential debate history to me, when they're sitting there talking about who's got the better swing and all that crap.
And
look,
considering all the other things that this country is going through,
exactly,
and
people,
need, and
that's why there were 51 million people watching, because people are going through stuff. People are struggling with money. People are struggling with jobs. People are struggling with all these other things, and I don't want to hear Joe Biden say we've done a great job when it comes to that, because you haven't.
51 million people were not only watching to watch Joe Biden.
Yeah, absolutely.
51 million people watching. They were watching to hear either side say something, hopefully, that they would be able to grasp a hold of and give them a reason to vote for you or to vote for you. And this is what this was all about.
Yeah, they devolved. And look, so many key questions they didn't answer. When you talk about the black community question, I'm going to pull something up here. And to me, in my opinion, now y'all can disagree with me if you want, but I feel like this question was not answered. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. All right, y'all, hold on a second. This is when we're talking about black jobs, which kind of started going viral. People asking, what's a black job?
Yeah.
Because look, honestly, to be real about it, that does sound pretty funny.
Yeah.
Those black jobs and okay, what is a black job? It's a job. A job is a job. But here, check this out. This is when they asked about black folks in the debate. Let me make sure this is on the screen. All right. Y'all take a look and listen to this.
What do you say to black voters who are disappointed with the progress so far?
I say I don't blame them for being disappointed. Inflation is still hurting them badly. For example, I provided for the idea that any black family first-time home buyer should get a $10,000 tax credit to be able to buy their first home so they can get started. I made sure that we're in a situation where all those black families and those black individuals who had to take out student loans that were ballooning, that if they were engaged in nursing, doctor, and anything having to do with volunteerism, if they paid their bills for 10 years on their student debt, all the rest is forgiven after 10 years. Millions have benefited from that. And we're going to do a whole lot more for black families.
Thank you.
Okay, now before we get into Trump turning this into something else, look, here's the thing. So what he has said, the question, I like the question, because it's true. To black folks what do you say, Mr. President, to black folks that feel you have not done enough? He said, I understand about the inflation. He talked about the $10,000 tax credit for black families trying to get their first home. He talked about the student loans forgiveness, which has been a thing he's done, which is a good thing. And that's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's all he was able to say. Now, I don't know if he forgot everything else, or if
I don't
what?
know. If, are you saying that's all he can think of that he's done?
That's the answer you give,
or is he just giving those as examples?
I mean, I understand examples. I know nobody can say everything they've done in any situation. I don't know. Okay, let me read this. Vicky says, set up question. They talk about black people as if we're stupid. What year is this again? I'm sorry, Vicky. With all due respect, there's nothing set up about a simple question. Black folks say they're disappointed in what you've done.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say to that? You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like that's a set up question. I feel like they were fair on both sides, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
The moderators. They shut them up when they needed to shut them up for the most part, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. I'm just saying, man. Okay, let's go to Vicky. Vicky says, I'm really disappointed with the black man who seemed to want to back Trump as if he really cares about black men. I agree with you. But here's what the thing I want us to realize. Whether you vote for Trump or you vote for Biden, don't sit here and act like one or the other is a champion for you as a black man. Which one of these people have been championing for reparations? Which one of these folks have been trying to really do anything of substance? Other than the fact of Biden being a Democrat and needing the black community's vote to win. What has he really done? I haven't seen the evidence of anything legitimate. And don't give me Roe versus Wade. Because you want to sit here and act like that helped the black community. Tell me how. Trying to fight for that to be reinstituted. Just what, and now don't let me get on a tangent, but I'm giving my honest opinions here. So it is what it is. Let me read some more of these comments here. GKP in the building. What's good, man? Glad to see you coming in.
Good to see you.
No, he's been real busy lately, but I appreciate you coming in, man, as always. Vicky said God can use you at any age, right? I mean, look, that's an obvious question. Obvious answer, yes. I mean, God could use a donkey, like a literal animal that spoke in the Bible. But do we need them to run for president? No.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump is with the age thing, Trump is not that far behind Biden.
No, he's not.
So it's not about, whether God can use you at any age. It's about looking at the state that person is in and being honest about the discussion of whether he needs to be replaced. This ain't about saying they need Trump to be in office. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, should they look at the fact of somebody else in the Democratic Party that can run for Biden? Because when you freeze up like Mitch McConnell in the first 5 minutes of the debate, you can't act like you're not worried about his condition. And you're being dishonest. If you're being dishonest with yourself, if you say that there's nothing wrong with the way Joe Biden looked. And that's in concern for him. That's not like hating on him or anything.
Right.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
We can't ignore that just because we hate Trump. And I sure ain't no Trump fan. But we got to be real with what we're seeing.
Right. Okay. All right. Biden or Donald Trump? Which are you? Who are you for? And why? We traditionally, Josh, it's been known that black people are to vote Democrat. If you're black, you vote Democrat. If you're white, you vote Republican. Why is that? Why is that one of the things that the black and the white race, even today, want to try to continue? That if you're black, you're a Democrat. It's not that way anymore. You've got more black Republicans today than there's ever been.
Yeah, and I think
and you got the same as far as Republicans is concerned. Blacks voting Republicans and other people voting Democrats. So
now I'm gonna tell you, I agree with you. I do. Now some people are being pushed that way because I don't think the Democratic Party has done a good enough job. If you're supposed to be the representation of black folks, there's more that can be done.
Or are they taking advantage of the black people because of what they've done in the past?
No, I mean, clearly. But, I do think that's true. I do like what you're saying. I do think that's true. But at the same time, it's tough for black folks, man. You on one hand, you got the Democratic Party that you feel like should be doing things that they haven't really followed through with. Then you got the Republican Party who actively acts like they don't care about you whatsoever. And when you got people like, and I forget dude's name, man, that was running for president, that weak jellyback excuse of a black man that was up there. Y'all remind me his name. I can't stand to see him talk because he just looks like he says massa every third word. You know what I mean? I cannot stand. Why, if you're a Republican black man, you always got to act like you're subservient to white people? That's the way they all act. It's just be, if you're gonna be a Republican, at least just be a regular man. But anyway, good to see you too, GKP. He said respect. I appreciate you, man. Let's see what else. Comments coming in pretty good here. Vicky said pull his record in the store as far as Biden, I believe, is concerned. Well, hey, his record is a mixed bag. You know, it can't spew everything right now. Yeah, Scott. Tim Scott. Thank you, Frankie. Tim Scott is that black man. That I can't. I cannot stand black men that act subservient to white folks. Like you got your head down and all that. No. I'm not saying to be racist against white people. That's not my point. My point is don't act like you're their house Negro.
Right, and they're your master.
Yes. No.
Master.
You got every excuse in the world for every wrongdoing that they do.
Yeah.
That's not okay. But thank you, Frankie. Tim Scott. That's the guy I can't stand. Vicky says Trump appointed 3 Supreme Court justices on his watch. Trump wanted to execute the Central Park 5. Trump refused to rent apartments to black people. It's about integrity and honesty. Now, 1, you're right about all of that, Vicky. 2, you sound literally word for word almost like that commercial that they play every few minutes on YouTube about what was it? Trump don't like black folk. He did this and that. The Supreme Court, Central Park 5, refused to rent. They said the same thing in the commercial. You're right, though. Those are facts. Those are facts. Central Park 5 with 5 black people he wanted executed because, quote unquote, he believed they killed this person or whatever, and it turned out to not be true. All of that stuff. Him and Trump's father have a history of racism, but we knew this in the first election, and he got elected.
Yeah.
So I mean, these are not new things, but I mean that's true. That's true. I'm not going to defend Trump now. He lied almost 40 times in the debate. He's doing the same thing he's always done. That's it. What I'm talking about, when you have a man in Joe Biden who can't remember left from right, who stumbles and is not just the stuttering, but the brain farts and all this stuff. You know what?
And then not only that, on top of that, Josh, you got the Democratic Party stood back and didn't do anything about getting someone else to be able to stand up to be elected.
And that's their fault.
And expected Joe Biden was going to just be the next president and didn't even think about it anymore. Didn't have a world or didn't have a care for the people. It just says, Joe Biden's got it. He's got it. Whoever runs against it, we don't have to fret ourselves. You know, people are going to vote for Joe Biden. Blacks are going to vote for Joe Biden. We don't have to worry about them. We have them in our back pocket. That's the way it seems.
Exactly.
Like the Democratic Party seems like they have black people. We've got them in our back pocket. So, hey, they're going to do exactly what we want them to do.
To use a sports analogy, it's like when you're playing a team that you know is inferior to you, right? And you take them for granted. You say, okay, we ain't got to go out here and present our best effort. We'll be okay. We see it in basketball, football, see it in every sport.
Oh, yeah.
And what happens?
Oh, yeah.
Them folks come out and knock you in the throat.
They get upset.
So that's what happens. You're taking the black community for granted. You're taking your voting base for granted. You're taking everything for granted. And now you want to panic. As the reports from all the news sources are saying that the Democratic Party is panicking. You've had multiple people come out and say that they want Biden to step aside from the Democratic Party. Let me play this clip too.
Hold on just a second. I turned my mic just a little bit. I'm struggling hearing myself here.
I got you almost.
Vicky said that, well, maybe my ear need to go up here.
It's cool.
Vicky made the statement, and she talked about Hillary Clinton warned us. And I was just talking about Hillary Clinton before we started the show. I don't.
And see, you weren't against Hillary at the time, not really.
I'm still not against Hillary Clinton. If she had run for president or decided to step in, whatever, I don't know. But she didn't.
Yeah,
she stood on the sideline like everybody else.
Yeah,
and so I mean, who do you blame for this? Do we want to go after Trump and Trump's people and chop their heads off, or do we want to blame? Who do we blame? The Democratic Party and all the other Democrats for sitting back on their thumbs and letting this happen and not do anything to challenge what they saw coming? Or did they see this coming?
Yeah.
Or did they say, okay, we've got it in the bag, we've got the blacks in our pockets, we've got the Hispanics, we've got this, we've got that, relax. And then I think they figured this. I think they figured this out, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Democrats figured that Donald Trump was going to get up during the debate and do exactly like he did last time.
Yeah.
And they figured that he was going to ruin it again like he did the first time, but he came out just the opposite. And they did not expect that. And so things changed out and looked a little bit different here.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to play this to your point.
Yeah.
Who's to blame for what happened to Biden? Here's a clip, and I want to get y'all's thoughts on this.
Well, Stephen A. Smith even made a comment.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So let's see.
All right. Take a listen, folks.
You're going to have some people out there saying it was just one night and it was just one debate. Nah. What if Trump says, I don't need to debate again? And all we have to hold on to is what we witnessed last night. A brain fart within 3 minutes. Mumbling often enough where Donald Trump ended up saying, I don't understand what he said with that last sentence. I don't think he understands what he said. Where the nation is looking at it and you have pundits on both sides of the aisle looking sad and despondent. In Van Jones' case for CNN, he looked like he was about to cry. Other pundits were saying, where are the family members? How could you put your dad out there like that? How could you put your husband out there like that? If you're the Democratic Party, how could you put one of your colleagues and your contemporaries out there like that? What the hell is going on? What's going on? He's not what he used to be. Ain't Kamala Harris qualified? Westmore, governor of Maryland, what about him? Gavin Newsom, you're going to still keep saying, you ain't running, you ain't running, you ain't running. Nobody's going to go to Biden and say, we love you. We appreciate what you've done for this country. Your years of service. But please, it's time for you to step aside. We just going to let him go out there like that. We just going to leave him out hanging like that. You know how desperate that makes you look as a Democratic Party? I can say that. I don't care about people coming after me. I have voted Democrat 99% of the time in my life. The only Republican I ever voted for was Governor Chris Christie. That's it. Don't come to me telling me as an American citizen, I don't have a right to look at what I saw last night and be incredibly concerned.
So there's Stephen A. On that, and really kind of echoing a lot of people's thoughts on it. And that's kind of my thing, man. It's not about hating Biden. It's not about anything like that. It's about if you really want the person best equipped to beat Trump, do you need to go with someone else? So I'm going to ask y'all this. And I see what Vicky's saying here. And look, we know Trump lies. It's not he's doing what he's always done.
Mm-hmm.
Vicky, so I do get your point about clips regarding Trump's lies. I can find them. I mean, they're all over. They're everywhere because he lies every day. So, I mean, that is obvious, and it's the truth. And like I said earlier, he lied almost 40 times during the debate to Biden's 9 or 10.
But what are we going to do when Joe Biden step into a international meeting with a lot of leaders around the world, and he has nothing to say or remember, and how bad would that make this country, the United States of America, look?
Mm.
And we've got to depend on him to travel around the world and talk to world leaders, and and to do the things that represent this nation. How would that look? So I mean,
especially if he continues to deteriorate. And like I said,
I think the Democratic Party waited a little too late to want to raise up now and try to do something about it, and really to blame the president, Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a real moment, folks.
Yeah.
Really wanted to blame Joe Biden.
Yeah, you're good.
I mean, why do you want to jump up now when you saw this coming and the Democratic Party didn't investigate and think about how he was and how old he was, and just took for granted some of the people, the black people and people of this country, that they're going to vote for Joe Biden, and didn't do any research on it. It's lame.
So, Vicky, I see everything you're saying as far as what's Trump going to do with his ignorance. Like I said, it's not about giving him a pass because it's continued behavior. My point is, again, if you have somebody that seems as though, as a lot of the Democratic Party has been saying since the debate, if it seems as though he may not be ready or up for the task, why would we keep talking about Trump? If you want to defeat him, you want a candidate that's able to do it. Now, again, I'm not saying they'll find somebody. I don't know. Because this is really late in the process to try to find a replacement. But it is possible. They talked about Kamala Harris. I thought some of y'all would be cool.
Yes, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Okay. All right. Take a black skillet, a cooking skillet.
Yeah. Cast iron.
Maybe electric skillet.
Oh, just okay.
Electric skillet.
Mm-hmm.
Turn it on. They say fry your chicken at 350 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And when you turn it on, it does nothing. I mean, you turn it on 400 degrees and it barely melts butter. I mean, it's not doing its job.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, when you find something like that and it's not doing its job, you don't give the thing that's not doing its job credit.
Mm-hmm.
You got to stand up and say, hey, it's not qualified. That skillet is not qualified to fry chicken. It's not. Okay? And so we've got to accept that and understand that, and then say, hey, okay, we either need to find somebody else, or either this guy or whoever, the guy that's
get another skillet,
get another skillet or somebody that's qualified.
Yeah.
And they failed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we're looking at this guy. Okay, well, no, the skillet can't fry chicken, but even though it's broke, put it in there and fry chicken anyway. You can't fry chicken with it if it's broken.
Mm-hmm.
We want to use what's broken, irregardless of whatever the fact may be. We've got to stop looking at it that way and say, hey, if it's broken, then we cannot use it. Don't make an excuse to use something that's broken. And Joe Biden right now is broken. The man needs to go home. He needs to retire. Let him get some of his Social Security. Let him do something. I mean, come on. The man he's too old, and he has really, I mean, you know, the skill is not working.
Because look,
why do you keep using the skill if it's not working?
And this is look, and I hate it because
I'm just saying.
No, I get you. I think it's a good analogy. Like to me, I'll tell you where it goes with me and Joe Biden. I like Joe Biden as the vice president with Obama.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I did. Yeah. I thought he was cool. I thought he did great. I remember the times he would debate. What was it? Paul Ryan, who was running with Mitt Romney.
Right.
He destroyed Paul Ryan.
Yeah.
Political destruction in that debate. I remember in the race before that, I believe. I forget who was the vice president in that one. I think it was Sarah Palin with McCain.
May have been.
Yeah. And Joe Biden destroyed her. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is he's been doing this for a long time. Going way back, you know, I think somebody
and
said,
we're not taking anything away from him.
Yeah.
Not taking anything away from him, but yet we cannot allow what doesn't exist to exist and accept it and say it's okay today, it's continuing when it's not continuing and it's not there. We can't deny what exists.
Yeah.
We're sitting here looking, you know, at a ball that's flat and we're declaring that it's full of air. I mean, you can't do that.
Now I'm gonna do this for Vicky, okay? I'm because we're always fair, right? I'm gonna show the clip of Biden the day after the debate. Okay, and it's a 2-minute clip.
Yeah,
and
then we're gonna close it for tonight.
Yeah, gotcha.
And thanks to all of you that are listening. We want to watch this though, and we've got a couple of minutes.
Yes, sir.
Before we leave the show, take a listen to this. And man, we sure appreciate all you guys and your comments, and Vicky and all the other people that came on, and all you on Twitter.
We're gonna come back and thank y'all.
We'll come back in a few minutes and thank you all. Yeah. But yet, hang on just about another 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and
it ain't gonna be that long.
It ain't gonna be that long. But yeah, take a listen to this and then watch this, and we'll be back.
Folks, let me close with this. I know I'm not a young man. State the obvious. Well, I know. Well, I don't. Folks, I don't walk as easy as I used to. I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth. I know right from wrong. And I know how to do this job. I know how to get things done. And I know, like millions of Americans know, knock down, you get back up. I know what it took to take our economy in the depths of the pandemic where it is today, the strongest economy in the world. I know what it'll take to bring this economy to everybody. I know what it'll take to rally the world to stand up against Putin and defend freedom, not yield to him. And I know what it'll take to keep the world safe and free for the years ahead. Folks, I give you my word as a Biden, I would not be running again if I didn't believe with all my heart and soul I could do this job. Because quite frankly, the stakes are too high. The stakes are too high.
So there it was. That was Biden's rally the day after the debate in the sometime in the afternoon. I'm gonna say this. I don't know. First of all, he was way more energetic there than he was during the debate.
Well, he had a good night's sleep.
That's the thing. I almost wondered because I saw this right after. I saw it the next day, and I read the comments, and there were hundreds, thousands of comments on there. Most people were saying, "Where was this yesterday? Where was this yesterday? Where was this yesterday?" I don't know if it worked against them, the fact that it was late because it started at 9, I think, Eastern time. Whatever the case is, but the fact still remains to me. I'm not saying definitively that he needs to be replaced. What I'm saying is we cannot ignore what we saw. And what we saw in the debate, and this is my last comments before we go. What we saw in the debate was not the first time we saw him have those problems. You see him at certain rallies where he forgets where to walk, certain things. And maybe it seems like I'm nitpicking, but I hadn't quite seen a president to this level. You know what I mean? Of seemingly deterioration in mind. And again, it's about concern for him, because this is a lot for somebody that's 30 years younger, let alone somebody at his age. And concern for the fact and the prospects of trying to beat Donald Trump. Because the narrative is this old dude is too old to be trying to do this. Is that the narrative that you want? I think that's something that at least needs to be considered and not glazed over. That's all.
Well, and let me add this too. The Bible tells us, we are to pray for those that are in leadership.
Yeah, including Joe Biden.
Those that are kings and all those people. What does it mean? Kings, presidents, leaders around the world. We're to pray for them. That we may lead and live a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and honesty. And so we're going to pray for the leaders, people that are running for president. We're going to pray for Joe Biden. He's the leader of this country right now.
Yeah.
We're to pray for him. Pray for those that are in leadership. Pray. Talk to God about them.
Absolutely.
Pray that God lead them in the way that he should go and the way he should run this nation. That's what we should do. But at the same time, as a child of God, you can have your opinion. But at the same time, do pray, folks. Do pray for Joe Biden and the leadership of this nation, and that they will be able to, first of all, hear the voice of God, hear what's right about God, hear God's righteousness, and then follow in the way they're in, and then to lead this country in the direction that God would have it to go, and in the right way that this nation needs to go. Okay? All right. Hey, thanks to all of you for listening tonight, your comments, your questions, and all of you everywhere that are listening. And hey, it's been a wonderful night. We're going to do this again pretty soon. And hey, happy July the 4th to all of you. And I know a lot of you out there, Vicky, and what is the other lady name?
Oh, got Frankie on there.
Frankie, and all of you cooking some good barbecue and dessert and things.
GKP might be on the grill tomorrow.
GKP, yeah, he may have been on there today.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He be live on the grill.
Yeah.
Smoking and smoking.
Yeah, whatever he's smoking, it's smoking. GKP, our friend. Man, we appreciate you guys. And have a happy 4th of July. Be careful out there, baby. It's just like I'm talking to my wife. Be careful out there, folks. Wherever you go, whatever you do. I always say that to my wife as you leave the house.
Yeah.
Be careful, whatever you do, wherever you go, it's safe out there, and give God all the glory. And let's pray for those that are in leadership, for kings and those that are in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and honesty. Okay.
Hey, also be on the lookout for the sports show tomorrow. I'm not sure what time Josh talks sports, so be on the lookout for that at some point tomorrow evening.
Yes. Okay. All right. And hey, this is gonna do it for tonight. And you guys have a wonderful night tonight. Get you some rest and good sleep tonight. And God bless. And Josh maybe will see you again tomorrow on his sports show. Have a wonderful 4th of July.